What a matchup for the middleweight title.
Fun card, and obviously the main event is the fight that people have been waiting for a long time. Strickland looked incredible in his last performance, and you know, how much security do you think we're going to need from Chimaev?
Quite a lot, Danny. You need to hire some extra people because Sean Strickland, as we know, the man's a maniac, but he deserves this shot.
You know, he goes back to Chechnya because somebody wants to buy him a G-Wagon. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll be that. I'll do it. I'll bend the knee for you, man. I like G-Wagons. I think the U.S. government kind of recommends, like, looks at him like a terrorist now. So now Chimaev's scared as shit. Like, oh, man, dude, I want to be I didn't want to go full tip. You, sir, are a whore. Doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are and will always be a.
You don't want to see any of these fight that little Chechen war. You want to see the last American in the sport going that guy up, and that's what's going to happen.
What did Sean Strickland do to beat Khamzat Chimaev?
Anything I fucking want, dude. Anything I fucking want, dude. I'll bring a fucking go. He'll get distracted. Anything I fucking want.
I think it's a very intriguing fight. I love it. I don't mind seeing it. But for me, it's like, what happened to Nasruddin Imavov? It's almost like we just scrap that. You know,
the fact that these two are probably going to have one of the best pre-fight press conferences in recent UFC history is also definitely coming into play here. I would not be surprised if Paramount has a pair of scissors on the cord to Sean Strickland's microphone at this press conference, because I know for a fact he is going to go absolutely crazy at Khamzat Chimaev. He's been saying so much about him. Terrorist this, terrorist that. He's sure, the press conference may be better than the fight.
The combat sports world is officially on notice as a geopolitical and stylistic powder keg prepares to detonate in Newark, New Jersey. UFC 328 has been set in stone, featuring a middleweight championship clash that feels less like a sanctioned sport and more like an unavoidable collision of two completely different worlds. Khamzat Chimaev, the undefeated force of nature, is set to defend his throne against the unapologetic, unfiltered last American in the sport, Sean Strickland. This isn't just a main event. It's the climax of years of digital warfare, gym rumors, and deep-seated animosity finally spilling over into the octagon on May 9th.
But this man goes back to Chechnya, sucks off a dictator, sucks him off. He was collected on. And then he goes and sells a Bitcoin scam. Chimaev can fight, but sir, you are not a man. The world knows you as not a man. You will never be a man, you little Chechen.
When we talk about the tension between Chimaev and Strickland, we aren't talking about your typical pre-fight promotional rivalry built to sell pay-per-views. This is genuine, visceral hatred. While some fighters shake hands behind the scenes, these two have spent years trading verbal fire on social media and through the press, touching on everything from political affiliations to personal character. Analysts and fans alike are bracing for a press conference so volatile that security teams are being doubled. It's a matchup where the bad blood is so thick that the fight itself might actually be the most peaceful part of the entire week.
Let me tell you about Chimaev, guys. This is a fucking true story. And, you know, since we're going to talk about training, one day I made fun of a Chechenian, and he misunderstood what I said. And it was more of like a compliment to the fighter, and he sent me a message talking shit. And I said, Chimaev, you misunderstood, but I will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Gloves or no gloves, turn up. And then, guess what? No show, no answer. We talked it out. He said, no, it's okay. We talk about it. Here's the thing about Chimaev. The man could fight. The man could fight. We all know that. He beat Usman to a decision. You know, Usman old, retired, but whatever. He still did it. But me and him are different. Chimaev could be right here. I will fight that man to the death right here, knowing I'm going to die. That ain't fucking Chimaev, dude.
At the heart of this championship conflict lies a series of closed-door training sessions that have become the stuff of MMA legend. Both men have used their past sparring sessions as tactical ammunition. Chimaev claims he systematically broke Strickland down, forcing him to quit and beg for mercy, while Strickland paints a picture of a gym bully who only picks on smaller, lower-level pros to build a fake aura of invincibility. These conflicting accounts of what happened behind the gym walls have created a he said narrative, that can only be settled with 25 minutes of high-level violence under the bright lights of the UFC.
I feel like this is one of those fights, though, where, man, if you win this, I think the storyline is right there for Khamzat. I very much get the sense that Khamzat would like to fight you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'd be a big fight. You know, I think that, like, I think I'm probably the only one that can beat Chimaev. I honestly think Fluffy's a better wrestler than Chimaev. Like, I think pace-wise, style-wise, I think over 5 rounds, Fluffy's probably a better, but then stand-up, I think Chimaev might take him to stand-up decision.
Strategically, this fight represents the ultimate clash of ideologies in the middleweight division. Sean Strickland and his head coach, Eric Nixick, have developed a blueprint centered on disrupting the rhythmic, overwhelming chain wrestling of the champion. The plan is simple but dangerous. Keep the fight standing, disrupt Chimaev's timing, and make him pay a physical price for every inch of ground he tries to take. Strickland believes his relentless pace and defensive wrestling, sharpened against elite All-Americans, will eventually drain the Boar's gas tank, dragging the Russian wrestler into deep, dark waters where his cardio hasn't been tested.
You have obviously made the case for the Khamzat fight. I feel like it's probably one of the biggest fights in the division.
Yeah, no, I mean, nobody who wants to see fucking two little go-fuckers go at it. You want to see a real fucking American fight this little Chechnyan fucking whore in American soil. This is a fight that needs to happen.
Yeah, I hate to spoil it for you. I don't think you're going to get on the White House card.
I mean, dude, who knows, dude? You know, I mean, you know, no, dude. Maybe I got to go hang up on Epstein or some shit. I guarantee you, dude. that Chimaev would go to a fucking island. That motherfucker's going all day long, that dirty little fuck.
The psychological warfare in this matchup is reaching a fever pitch. Khamzat Chimaev has publicly labeled Strickland's macho man persona as a manufactured fraud, claiming the American's tough guy act disappears the moment a punch lands hard. Meanwhile, Strickland views Chimaev as a privileged athlete who hides behind powerful figures and mysterious injuries to maintain a schedule that suits his comfort. It is a battle of identities. The stoic, undefeated destroyer versus the gritty, blue-collar brawler who believes he is the only man with the mental toughness to look Chimaev in the eye and not blink.
Khamzat, let me ask you, you might have saw Sean Strickland this week. He had a few things to say. He said that you're terrible for the division and he's the only guy out there to beat you. What do you say to that?
What should I say? This guy always talks on my show. We'll see.
But you guys trained together and you choked him out a few times, right?
We did spar a lot before, but that's why he's so mad.
Fair enough. Well, this guy choked him out as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm talking a lot about Sean. I'm not.
Now Sean gonna talk about bad things as well, so...
Okay.
We will be mad.
Is this just part of the game now? I mean, I feel like everybody's talking about Khamzat now. It's the best way to get
Well,
views.
he's the middleweight champion of the world, and that's the guy that people should want to fight. Good luck with that, by the way.
Sean Strickland's path to this title shot has been anything but quiet. He has voiced a loud economic argument against the current state of the middleweight division, claiming that Chimaev's inactivity has created a frustrating logjam. Strickland argues that while the champion waits for the perfect moment or recovers from sprung pinkies, the rest of the division's earners are being held back. By taking this fight, Strickland aims to not only take the belt, but to restore a sense of activity to the 185-pound landscape, proving that being a fighting champion is about more than just holding a title. It's about showing up.
I made him quit training. Witnesses in the audience. Where's Eric at? I made him quit. No, dude. We're doing positional grappling, and he in positional grappling. All right, start on my back, and I was like first round. I let him choke me because it's like no one gives a. Let me tell you about this little. I'll tell you. When I walk into a gym, do you think that I go find the little weakest man? I say, let's spar. I say, no, I go find the biggest, baddest. I'm like, hey, I want to spar you. Every time Chimaev would walk in the gym, he would pick the smallest, lowest level pro and say, but he looks like my opponent. You're beating the fuck out of it. And this is a true story. You guys could back me up, my team. He would pick the smallest guy. Chimaev's a fucking bully.
Strickland has leaned heavily into his role as the last American in the sport, framing this fight as a defense of national pride against an outsider. He has explicitly stated that a fight of this magnitude, between two top-tier personalities with legitimate bad blood, needs to happen on American soil to capture the electric energy only a Newark crowd can provide. For Strickland, this isn't just about a gold belt. It's about proving that his style of American grit can overcome the legendary wrestling pedigree of the Chechen-born champion.
Он сперва сказал, что на спарринге меня побил. Ну, там ребята были, все видели. И даже это видео там есть, как я его душил и бил. И с ним тоже есть такое дело. Выйти в клетку и посмотреть, кто сильнее в клетке.
The MMA world is split right down the middle on how UFC 328's main event will play out. Legends like Michael Bisping acknowledge Chimaev as an unstoppable force of nature, yet they give Strickland immense credit for his ability to impose his unique, awkward style on even the most dangerous opponents. Conversely, Daniel Cormier warns that if the version of Strickland that defeated Israel Adesanya shows up, Chimaev might be in for the most difficult night of his professional life. The consensus is clear. There is no consensus. The variables are too high, and the skills are too elite to predict anything with certainty.
Why are they wrong?
Ask that guy who was beating him up every day in the gym, man. So, how many times I saw meet that guy? How many times I beat him up? He went to his coach, man. He went to his coach. Please tell the guy, man, go easy, go easy. And the guy going with this different, he said, like, I went crazy with the guys who was going 166 or this shit, man. He's lying, man. He's lying. He trying to, like, he say, I'm man, I'm this, I'm that. I'm against the game. He's trying to be some macho, man. You're not macho, man. When I punch you hard, you went to your coach and said, please tell the guy, go easy, easy. Oh, fuck off, man. What are you talking about? I beat you up. Was running from me. I've been in his home, man. I've been in his gym. Nobody never comes to my gym and try to beat me up, you know.
While Chimaev carries the aura of an invincible monster, veterans like Jorge Masvidal have begun to poke holes in that narrative. Pointing to Chimaev's competitive bout with a short-notice Kamaru Usman, Masvidal argues that the invincibility of the champion is a media-manufactured illusion. Masvidal is so confident in Strickland's defensive wrestling and superior gas tank that he has publicly claimed he would bet the house on the American. This narrative shift has added a layer of intrigue to the fight. Is Chimaev truly a god of war, or is he a man whose limits are about to be exposed by a relentless brawler?
Khamzat Chimaev taking on for the middleweight title, Sean Strickland. That is correct. Sean needs no nickname. He gets called lots of names by a lot of people because he's a controversial guy. But I'll tell you what, the way that he beat Alexander Fluffy Hernandez, the way that he put a beat down on him respectfully to Fluffy, the way that he finished him with that knee to the midsection, and then to be honest, how he handled himself on the microphone, right?
Fluffy's the definition of a man.
He deserves this shot. Of course, he lost the belt to Dricus du Plessis. How's he going to do against Khamzat Chimaev? I don't know about that. Khamzat Chimaev is ridiculous. What is he, 15-0? He's a force of nature. Of course, went to a decision with Dricus du Plessis, controlled him throughout the entirety of the fight. Yes, he was trying to finish it, but he didn't get him.
Despite the critics, Khamzat Chimaev enters this fight as a 15-year-old juggernaut who has steamrolled nearly everyone in his path. To his supporters, like Ilya Topuria, Chimaev is the definition of fire. An explosive, high IQ combatant who possesses the strength and cardio to dominate every second of a championship bout. To them, Strickland is just another loud voice that will be silenced the moment Chimaev initiates his first takedown. For the champion, this fight is an opportunity to prove that the talk doesn't matter, and that the gap between him and the rest of the middleweight division is wider than anyone realizes.
The biggest matchup, Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland was asking for it after his win against Anthony Hernandez. Poor Nassourdine Imavov. No one cares, buddy. It is bad for Nassourdine Imavov because he is very deserving, but I guess they are taking into consideration the fact that Sean Strickland has a win over Nassourdine Imavov. You know, a lot of people were trashing Sean Strickland about his fighting ability before the Anthony Hernandez fight, including Nassourdine Imavov as well. He was trashing Strickland, saying this guy's complete trash, this guy's garbage. And I even put a tweet out saying, this guy beat you on a week's notice. You know, Strickland has some solid wins, and they're definitely coming into play here.
Even as Strickland prepares for the biggest fight of his life, shadows of past opponents loom. Nasruddin Imavov has loudly accused Strickland of ducking a rematch, claiming the American would rather take the risk against Chimaev than face the inevitable destruction Imavov promises. This sub-narrative adds a layer of pressure to Strickland. He isn't just fighting to win a belt, he's fighting to prove he isn't strategically avoiding the most dangerous technical strikers in the division. In the world of Sean Strickland, there is nowhere to hide, and every choice is scrutinized by friends and foes alike.
Though he looked great in that DDP fight, I don't think he's all that good, man. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Nah, I just know it.
Really?
I don't think so, man. I mean, look at the Usman fight. Usman was a 170 pounder. Took the fight in 11 days notice. I thought Chimaev lost that fight.
What?
He won the first round. Look at the tape. He won the first round, lost the second and third, didn't get more takedowns. Got stuffed up and got punched in the face more. So I definitely thought Usman won. That's a 170 pounder that's coming off the couch. Literally, he's not training.
The mainstream buzz surrounding this fight has reached levels rarely seen outside of a McGregor card. Massive cultural figures like Aiden Ross have injected themselves into the conversation, putting seven-figure reputations on the line by picking Strickland to obliterate the champion. This intersection of high-level professional fighting and massive digital streaming platforms has turned Chimaev versus Strickland into a cultural event. The eyes of the world, not just the hardcore fight fans, will be on Newark, waiting to see if the macho man image holds up or if the force of nature reigns supreme.
You know, now I know he went up to 185 and did some big things, but I don't think he beats Strickland. I don't think so.
What? That is a wild take.
I'll bet.
Yo, that's a wild take.
I'm dumping the house on Strickland on that one.
That's a wild take.
I'm gonna put
really?
like 100 bands, and I don't even think Chimaev fights him because they've trained a lot.
This is a wild take.
You'll see my I'm fucking prize picks. I put up 100 bands of my own money. I'm gonna go, what? That's how confident I am. Strickland beats him.
Dude, that would be huge for his legacy if he beats a guy like Khamzat.
He beats him.
Holy shit! Really?
It's a bad style for him. I've seen Sean go with good wrestlers over at American Top Team. Guys that wrestled their whole lives, All-Americans, national champions. And dude, this guy can wrestle defensively. Now, he never uses his wrestling in a fight, Strickland. But if you try to wrestle with him, you quickly find out this guy can wrestle back into me. And that costs a lot of energy. And Chimaev doesn't have the best gas tank, you know?
When the cage door closes on May 9th, more than just a title will be on the line. For Khamzat Chimaev, a victory solidifies his place as one of the most dominant forces in the history of the sport, potentially setting up a path to multi-division greatness. For Sean Strickland, a win would be the ultimate vindication of his career, his style, and his outspoken personality. It is a defining moment for the middleweight division, a fight that will either crown an unstoppable king or produce a legendary upset that will be talked about for as long as the sport exists.